本当に反省してる？
Truly.
本当に
Yep, all of those. Anyway, like, I may have laughed at that stuff you said, but it really made me very happy.
だったら笑ったりしないで素直に喜んでくれればよかったのに。
I don't know, just being happy about that or jumping for joy or something would have been way too embarrassing. I just thought of... I think of some bizarre stuff, but you know, it's just like, it's always like the white knight on the horse. What about a white knight on a tortoise? I don't know why I thought that, but that image just came to mind. Just picture that. I will save the damsel in distress! Giant tortoise. Anyway, we're going to look like idiots if we're late for the first day of school. Let's hurry up a little.
今日寒いね。手が冷たくなっちゃいそう。
Otome looked a bit flustered. You can see where this is going. Otome, didn't you say it was too warm just a moment ago?
暑いって言ったのはコートを着てるとこだけだよ。手は手袋はめてないから冷たいんだもん。
Why aren't you wearing gloves, Otome?
手袋を忘れてきちゃって、霜焼けになったら痒くなっちゃいそうだし、困ったな。
I see. Well, go get your gloves. I'll wait here. You're not catching on to it at all. Otome fidgeted it for a bit and looked at me like I was criticizing her. She's looking at you like you are a dense idiot, which you are. But even though she's looking at me like she's sulking, she's still blushing. You know, my guess is maybe Yoshuki isn't really completely as dense as he appears to be, but more of he just doesn't really believe that they like have that kind of feelings towards him. Because he's just like, no way, man. So even if it's blatantly obvious, he's just like, no way, man.
気づいてくれないならもういい。
Having said that, she sped up her pace again. Hey, wait! I hurriedly caught up to Otome and grabbed her hand. Well, that's what she wanted me to do. This is okay, right? She instantly lit up with a satisfied smile. Anyway, if you want to hold hands, just say so. You used to just grab my hand without asking anyway.
だって恋人さんとして手をつなぐのは今までのとは全然意味が違うもん。
She sounded embarrassed as she said that and held my hand even tighter. For some reason, Otome's body temperature made me feel ticklish. Yeah, we're lovers, right? Me and Otome. We changed the names we used for each other when she confessed to me, but we went back to the old ones pretty quickly. However, Otome and I are dating. Whoa, now that I've thought about it, this feels really embarrassing. Otome looked at me with a smile of satisfaction on her face. She leaned her head against my shoulder for a little bit. As she did that, I leaned my head over a little bit as well. To think that just by holding hands and changing one's relation, the atmosphere could change this much. I'm really happy, but what would we say if someone saw us doing this?
おはよう、お二人さん。
Uh-oh, we're already facing hazardous people. Oh, it's been a while since we've seen anyone but Otome and Yume and occasionally Sakura. I mean, everyone else has been on a damn skiing trip and they haven't been to school, so even Mayuki and all that will not be there.
ってあんたね、何そのリアクションは。
No, I...
まゆき、おはよう。おはよう、乙女。ってあれあれあれ
Mayuki senpai was looking at our hands like there was something unnatural. And she examined our faces while smirking like crazy.
だからあんなリアクションだったわけだ。相変わらずわかりやすい態度でお姉さんは嬉しいよ。
That damn door! She seemed to be having fun, but her smile looked malicious. There's no point in trying to say anything to her now. Not that I had any confidence in being able to convince her to begin with.
へえ、とうとう兄弟の一線を越えちゃったわけね。まあ時間の問題だとは思ってたけどさ。
She walked around us and examined us like we were zoo animals or something.
うん、お似合いだよ、二人とも。
She patted us on the shoulder.
そうかな。あはは、私たちお似合いだって、弟くん。
Otome honestly looked happy. That's what I'm saying, that reaction is weird. I was starting to feel all ticklish about all kinds of things now. And my head was feeling really light.
たく、朝っぱらからお熱いことね。でもま、学園内ではほどほどにしときなよ。今までは弟くんが遠慮してたからなんとかバランス取れてたけどさ。二人してラブラブされたら目も当てられないからね。私たちは別に
We weren't really going to.
ほら、そうやって息ぴったりなところとかを見せつけないようにね。
Maggie-senpai winked at us in her own wicked way. Neither of us could say anything in response.
ま、私的には面白いおもちゃができて嬉しいよ。じゃ、邪魔者はとっとと退散するとしますかね。じゃね。
I couldn't help but wonder if Maggie-senpai was done teasing us as I saw her lightly skip off towards the school.
バレちゃったね。
She stuck out her tongue and giggled. Well, it didn't take long, did it? Well, we weren't trying to hide it, right?
うん。だって隠す必要なんてないもん。だって私たちはお似合いのカップルさんなんだし。
Her face turned bright red as she said that. You don't need to act so shy when you say it. You're going to make me feel embarrassed as well if you do that.
ほら、私たちも学校行こう。
Otome was pretty much skipping forward as she dragged me along. There's no need to hide it, right? Well, maybe there's no need to hide it for Otome, but for me it's going to be pretty hard. Well, holding hands and looking happy should be something trivial. But even as I could feel the piercing eyes of people stare at me, Otome held my hand as tightly as ever.
相変わらずわかりやすいな。吉内くんと乙女ちゃん。
You know what surprised me about this is how she'll disappear from the plot and then just come back, like, out of nowhere like this. But it hasn't got to the point where she just completely disappears and everyone's just like, where the hell did she go? Like that one time, or maybe it happened more than once. Sakura-san sighed but looked like she was having fun. Huh?
何がでしょうか。兄さんのご飯とおかず。
Portion, what are you? Looking at my plate, I noticed there was a lot of food on it. And in addition to the pile of food, I even had some dessert next to mine.
エコひいきするなら、もっとわかりにくいようにすればいいのに。
Yume looked a bit shocked.
別にエコひいきしてないよ。弟くんは私たちより体が大きいし、年頃の男の子はすごくよく食べるから。今までそんなこと気にもしてなかったでしょ。それは。まったく、二人が付き合うのは勝手だけど、公私混同は避けてほしいです。
Yume's complaints made Otome sniffle a bit. Otome was really obvious about it, but Yume didn't need to get so upset. Besides, I don't really mind sharing my dessert.
ゆめちゃん焼かないの。私は別に焼いてなんかないです。別に兄さんとお姉ちゃんが付き合おうが何しようが私には関係ないんだから。
Yume pouted and turned her face away.
なんかいいな。青春って感じだね。
After Sakura-san was done laughing by herself, she put down her chopsticks.
ごちそうさま。もうおしまいですか。 全然食べてないみたいですけど、もしかして今日の夕飯お口に合いませんでした？そんなことないよ。すっごく美味しかったよ。ただ今日はちょっと疲れてるからかな。あんまり食欲なくて。
Having said that, she did look pretty tired, just like, the plot, it's tiring, but I won't fill you in on the details right now, Yoshioki. You still busy with work because of those incidents?
ちょっとね。
Sakura-san was busy with work during winter break as well. Due to a large number of incidents and accidents of unknown causes, there was an air of uneasiness over at Sune Island. Sakura-san was responsible for the students there at Kasami Academy, so I'm sure we couldn't even begin to imagine the kind of responsibilities she had to deal with.
でも大丈夫だよ。たまたま事故が頻発しているだけですぐに元通りになるよ。
You're right, Hatsune Island is a real peaceful island after all.
それに君たち学生はちゃんと僕が守ってあげるから安心して勉強に励むように。うげえじゃないよ。よしゆきくんすぐに勉強サボる癖があるんだから。あ、そうだ、せっかく付き合ってるんだし、乙女ちゃんに勉強も見てもらったら？ねえ乙女ちゃん。乙女ちゃん？え？なんですか？すいません、ちょっとぼーっとしちゃって。まったく、何をほうけてるんだか。最近兄さんがだらけ気味だから、お姉ちゃんがちゃんと勉強の面倒を見るって話。そうだね。明日から一緒に勉強しようね。
Otome smiled as she put her hand on my shoulder. I do want to spend more time together with Otome, but I don't really want to spend it studying. And Otome doesn't really know how to hold back when it comes to that stuff. Before this ends up being something terrible, I must decline in order to...
いっぱい勉強しようね。
Suddenly, I really felt like studying.
そうだよね。弟くんも来年からは本校生だもんね。付属の復習はちゃんとしとかなきゃ。
My shoulders drooped upon hearing that and I turned on the TV to take my mind off things. We interrupt our regularly scheduled broadcast to bring you a special news bulletin. I like to hear the strict voice of a female newscaster coming from the TV. Since late last year and early this year, there have been many unexplained incidents and accidents. In the majority of cases, their cause is still unknown. The speculations are widely varied, ranging from organized street crime to vengeful spirits. That is why during this broadcast we will try to verify as many of the facts as we can. I would like to introduce our guests for tonight's broadcast. First up is Kurumatani Hiroshi, expert in criminal psychology and former section manager of the investigation unit at police headquarters.
特番なんてやるんだね。
It's of particular interest to the Islanders, I guess. Then they don't believe it's someone else's problem.
でも、テロとか幽霊とかを真面目に検証するのってどうなんだろう。
Well, aren't there other shows like that? The cause of those instances are known, so investigating them from a lot of different perspectives might be interesting. There's probably going to be a bunch of shady stuff, though. Just like, I just imagine them just going around areas just like ghost hunting, just like, oh, spooky ghosts! Furthermore, we also have a chief Shinto priest with deep knowledge in the occult arts of click. You know, though, with the odd special powers in this novel, I wouldn't be surprised, really. Sakura-san asked that with a cheerful voice while holding the remote. You already changed the channel anyway. The opening song was already flowing from the TV speakers. Sakura-san sure is a big fan of these historical dramas. Yeah, I don't really care. I looked at Otome, but her eyes were still fixed on the TV screen. Alright, Otome likes these samurai dramas too. Sakura-san laughed happily and focused her attention on the TV. An hour passed. We just kept watching TV without really saying anything. Sakura-san probably would have gotten angry if we talked during the show. Yo, I just feel like playing a bit of the, I think it's called the Joshi something scale. Yeah, it's just like with the samurai thing, just like, let's try, like, make a soundtrack for it. Well, not really, it was just an excuse to just improvise. I do that a lot. Is there any other reappear that would randomly do something like that? Just pick up a guitar randomly and just start jamming for no real reason? Bloody hell, it's been a long time since we've seen you, isn't it? The entire idiot trio assiduously turned to face me. These guys sure are loud even in front of all people. Hell, even in front of the person they're talking about. I don't need to answer that. It seems like the news had traveled throughout the campus almost instantly. I knew people would find out sooner or later, but I didn't want to go around advertising it. What made you jump to that conclusion? The two then smiled confidently. That's just speculation on your part, right? You're free to make guesses, of course, but please spare me all the mixing of fact and fiction. These guys are too dangerous. If I stay here, I'm going to end up confessing in no time. I've got to flee to the cafeteria or something right about now. As I was about to get up, Anzu started talking. Huh? Checkmate, what are you... Anzu pointed in the direction of the classroom door. Everyone looked over there and then it's obvious. Checkmate! Otome happily waved at me. Otome, what are you doing here? She held up the bento like she was showing it off to everyone. No, wait a second. If I open up Otome's homemade bento in here, I'm going to end up being even more of a plaything for those three.
ねえ見て見て、これ作るのすっごく苦労したんだから。
Seeing oblivious to the incredible tense air hitting the classroom, Otome took the lid off the bento box.
これは
It was perfection, with a balanced assortment of red, yellow, and green side dishes. She had also written something on it using ketchup with the omelette rolls as her canvas. It radically sparkled. Yoshiki, love! That's what it said. It's all over. I was fated at the sight of those bright red letters.
なぜ神はこのような残酷な現実を目の前に突きつけるのか。
まさに愛妻弁当って感じだね。いやー、いいものを拝ませてもらっちゃったな。愛妻弁当を食べさせる作法といえば一つしかないわね。
まさかそんな全校男子生徒憧れの禁断のあれをやるっていうのか。
そう、このお弁当を前にしてあれをやらない理由がないわ。うわー、楽しみだな。ドキドキ。
The three of them held their breaths and waited in anticipation to see how the situation would develop. Wait, even if I disagreed, my embarrassment and reputation, considering the fact that we've just fallen in love, doing that in front of people is just... that is bad! If Otome ends up doing that to me in front of these guys, I'll be dancing in the palm of their hands. Actually, that would probably be the best outcome. I could totally feel people wanting me dead from all the directions. If that happens, I'll definitely be disposed of. Otome, I'd like to get in the student council room today.
でも
Let's go, I'm a bit shy, so I won't be able to enjoy the taste in front of all these people. Otome stared blankly at me as I grabbed her hand and dragged her out into the corridor.
ああ、もう面白いものが見られると思ったのに。人気のないところで二人っきりになりたいってことね。なるほど。
ああ、畜生よしき、分けろ、お前の強運を、拷問を、オラに少しだけ分けてくれ。
The three individuals' comments pierced my spine as I ran out of the classroom.
せっかく弟くんの教室で一緒にお弁当を食べられると思ったのに。
No, that's just... sorry, it's just way too embarrassing to eat in front of everyone.
クラスのお友達の前だから恥ずかしいの？じゃあ私のクラスで食べよっか。
That's even more embarrassing. I really don't want to sit around and have my Yuki-senpai make fun of me, but isn't she always here as well?
もうどうして恥ずかしいんだろう。私は弟くんとご飯食べてるところ見られても恥ずかしくなってないのに。
Well, that may be true for you, Otome, but I still need a bit of practice to get used to it.
つまんないの。みんなに見せびらかしたかったのにな。
That seems to be common with couples, isn't it? Just they show off their partner, just like, yeah. It's just like, he's awesome or she's awesome, just like, yeah. But no, where did you hide your honor student behavior?
まあいいか。何もかも全部一気にやろうとしない方がいいかもね。今はこんな風に一緒にご飯食べられるだけで満足しておくよ。
Having said that, Otome picked up one of the side dishes with her chopsticks. Here it comes! Doing this in the classroom would have been the finishing blow.
はい、
I have to try to not feel embarrassed. If I don't do it, I'm pretty sure Otome will get angry. Hey, yeah, it's my beloved Otome who's doing this, so there's no reason for me to refuse. It isn't like it's the first time this kind of situation's happened, it's just the first time since, well, you know, the relationship. And it's not like there's anyone watching, so... okay then. Chomp, chew, 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 chew.
どう？美味しい？
Yeah.
よかった。じゃあ次は卵焼きね。弟くんの頭が良くなるようにネギいっぱい入れたんだから。
Leeks. Thanks.
はい。
Ah, this is true happiness from the bottom of my heart. Before long, Otome's handmade bento was empty.
はい、これで終了。
Thanks for the food, it was really tasty.
お粗末様でした。明日も作ってこようと思ってるけど、何かリクエストとかあるかな？
Nah, I'm fine with whatever, as long as it's something you made, it'll be delicious.
そうやってプレッシャーかけるんだもんな。
I didn't mean to do that, I'm just saying that your cooking is really tasty all day.
ありがとう。あ、予令だよ。そろそろ教室に戻らないと。
Ah, right. What are you going to do, Otome? What is she going to do? We'll see you next time, so... How have your time anyway? Wow, you know, I can't stop thinking of the theory that I had formed earlier in the recording, because, really I am just trying to piece it together in my mind. But honestly, that feels like... we'll just wait and see how it develops, and if I was right or partially right, then just like, oh, spot on detective skills there, just like, yes, I'm a great detective here. Otherwise, just like, nope, your detective skills were way off. Just like, I don't know, it's just kind of guesswork, because I have no idea. So, anyways, though, I'll see you next time, viewers. See you next time.